Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Adam Mashinchi. I'm the VP of Product from Scythe, and hopefully we'll get you out of here real quick so we can actually take a break and stretch the legs a little bit. So, Scythe, continuous red team automation, and that's kind of a fuzzy statement, but what does that practically mean? Well, the goal is that if you have the need for doing offense against your own network, right? You want to be able to do that quickly, easily, in an automated fashion. But we've identified that the other side of that coin is defense validation. So, the best defense being a good offense, and being able to conduct that without having to go through expensive red team operations, hiring an additional staff, yearly pen tests that only give you a snapshot in time. These are the problems that Scythe solves for you. So a little bit about us. In 2016, a Fortune 50 came to us and said, we've done all the market research, we're looking for a specific kind of framework to build our own offensive solutions. It does not exist. Could you all build it for us? And we said, yeah, we can build that for you. And then when we asked, hey, can we keep the intellectual property for it? They said, sure. So now we've got a product. We have both the IP, we have a patent on it, the whole 9 yards. It's actually kind of nice for someone else to do the market evaluation and then bring it to fruition. So the problem, how do we assess the performance and resilience of a security program against advanced and cyber threats? Well, again, you can hire a red team, that's quite expensive, or you can have annual pen tests. Well, that only gives you a snapshot in time. Well, what if your best blue teamer's out on vacation? Then do you have a real keen assessment there? The answer tends to be no. So, the solution that Scythe enables you to have is the creation of synthetic malware. Now that's a bit of a fuzzy term, but basically this is the flow here. We provide a software solution, SaaS or on-prem, it's up to you, and that allows you to conduct these sorts of engagements. Think of blue team and red team working together for rapid purple team engagements. The red team and their advanced operators can go through, conduct an advanced threat. They can set up a template for that. They can deploy these implants. These aren't agents. They do not require sysadmin credentials or intentional deployment. A pen testing firm can use them for their engagements. So they deploy these implants. They gather all the data, align it with various reports, such as the MITRE ATT&CK framework. And then, once they've done that, they can hand off not only the report and the success of the engagement to the blue team, but they can hand off the platform itself and say, hey, blue team, now it's up to you. You can, with just a couple clicks, deploy the exact same offense that we just deployed. You don't need to know anything about how to be a cyber offender, and they're off to the races. They can generate these implants for themselves, detonate them in a controlled environment, and watch the whole thing happen. And then you just can repeat this cycle. It turns purple team engagements from a long-form, multi-week game of tennis between the reds and the blues to something that can quickly and easily be repeated and remediated. So again, just talking about the scale of everything, we can simulate threats from the most benign, would we notice if one file was changed, to the most advanced, APT3 and all the like of those. We have the ability to have not only integration with the MITRE ATT&CK framework and other atomic red team-like tools, for example, so that you have that continuous scalability. We've got the ability to be the force multiplier, so if you have an offensive team, it allows them to spend less time doing the redundant copy and paste actions, and they can deploy these things quickly and easily. We also have insights from a cross-industry perspective. If multiple industries are all using Scythe simultaneously, we have the ability to gather data off of what kinds of campaigns are most successful in the industry. And of course, we also have the ability to have third-party development through our SDKs and development guides and the like, so folks can develop their own capabilities, their own communications, and it becomes turnkey by use of the Scythe platform. Just one thing to note, John Strand of Black Hills Information Security, one of the largest pen testing firms in the United States, what we've done for them is we've allowed them to take the same engagement that they use for every single one of their customers and conduct it into a much smaller engagement. So their advanced operators can spend more time doing the high-touch engagements, the manual operations. And we've just automated out the first big chunk of their use cases. That's me. I'm Adam Mashinchi again, VP of Products for Scythe, and we've got maybe an extra even minute for questions. How about that? Yeah?
Adam, how do you compare to like a Verity?
That's a great question. So Scythe fits in a very odd space. Gartner likes to use this term breach and attack simulation, right? And that's the Veridins and attack IQs and safe breaches. The trick with those is that they are all controls validation through and through. It requires an intentional agent installed by a sysadmin, and then you get that repeated known signature testing. And that's all well and good. But a red team cannot use those tools for a pen test. It just doesn't work because you have to require that intent, that agent install. So even though we can still replicate all of the same behaviors, Scythe is designed to be both a controls validation tool and an offensive tool. So does that answer the question, hopefully? Great. Any others? Yeah.
It seems you focus a little bit on sort of the high part of the Pareto, the fairly simple attacks that are in a known playbook, rather than the obscure advanced attacks by, let's say, a foreign nation sort of thing. Is that correct? So more hygiene rather than live or death.
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. So the nice thing is we have not only prepackaged items in the threat catalog. So if you want to emulate a threat actor in just a couple clicks, we've already got that template for you. However, we've given you a toolbox that allows you to simulate all sorts of attacker scenarios. So you can dream up your own malware and implement it with Scythe. You don't even have to stick inside of the box of what we've seen in the industry. So it really is up to you how complex or simple you want to go.
And is most of your sales through channel partners who are, for instance, providing services to do this type of testing?
It's entirely a mixed bag. I mean, obviously our core customer, the Fortune 50, they wanted to use it for their internal red team, blue team. So that was just B2B right there. But we also have channel partners. We also have pen testing firms who use it for all of their engagements. So it's really however you want to move the Rubik's Cube when it comes to sales. Yeah.
Can you double click on the synthetic malware aspect? Are you creating your own payloads? And part two, how do you clean up if you don't have a data on the receiver side?
That's a great question. So the implants we generate are globally unique every single time, and we give you everything, 32-bit, 64-bit DLLs, EXEs, and the like, and you can inject those however you want. Now when it comes to cleanup, that's up to you. Some of our customers want to leave artifacts behind. So we don't make any assumptions about how you want to use this synthetic malware. If you want to have it clean up at the end, that's great. But one thing to note is all of Scythe's default functionality is non-hostile by default. And what I mean by that is it won't persist unless you ask it to. So, in most cases, a reboot will wipe it out. Yeah.
How big do you think this red team market is versus the blue team market?
I would argue that they are going to become one and the same. And purple team engagements is becoming the new name of the game. As tools become easier to use, you no longer have to learn all the same skill sets a red teamer might have in order to test these sorts of things against your own defenses from a blue team perspective. And so even though most organizations aren't hiring purple team staff members yet, those sorts of engagements are going to become much more common.
Any last questions? Okay, great. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.